You want to improve your sex life, but are you able, can you handle an honest conversation about intimacy in your marriage? I'm Leslie Dories, creator of the Hero Husband Project and owner of Foundations Coaching. And I'm going to tell you, conversations about intimacy are really hard. And what makes them hard is being able to hear that maybe things aren't as good for your partner, your wife, as they are for you. And I remember one of the hardest conversations my husband and I ever had was about our sex life. And it broke a couple of rules that I have in relation to marriage. The first one being don't start an important conversation after 8 o'clock at night. And this one started about 11 o'clock. So, and my husband, I was gearing up to have this conversation, and I was hearing some things that I didn't really want to hear. And the conversation went on for about 2 hours, and then he was done. And I sat in that chair for another 2 hours, went to bed, slept for about 2 hours, not well, and woke up. And the first thing I said to my husband was, if things don't change, are we getting divorced? Now he looked at me like I had three heads and he said, where did you get that idea? And I took a deep breath and I went, okay, thank you. I'm really tired, can't talk about it anymore. But I'm going to tell you, it is a really, really, really hard conversation to have. And I was listening to something earlier this week, watching a bad television show or something. And one of the characters asked somebody else, or said to the other person, you can't handle the truth, which took me right back to the Jack Nicholson character in A Few Good Men when he basically says the same thing to Tom Cruise. You can't handle the truth. But the only way to increase intimacy and connection in your marriage, or anything else in your marriage for that matter, is to be willing to talk about it, to be willing to hear that maybe what you're intending is not what's being received, that the way you're experiencing something is not the way your wife is. And when we get to talk about the reason why so many couples fight about sex and money is because they are incredibly personal. And nobody wants to be told that they are not a good lover. But that's at the heart of a lot of what's going on between the sheets. And because nobody has, as far as I know, there's no sex school where you go and you learn how to be a good lover. We pick it up. And the problem is that the people that we've been involved with prior to our spouse are different. And by the way, even our spouse, and especially women, don't always like the same thing, which I get, makes it confusing, guys. I hear you. But it's also not personal. It has to do with her hormones. It has to do with the state of the relationship. It has to do with all kinds of things. And it needs to be a pleasant experience for both of you. Otherwise, it's probably not going to happen as often as you want. And I get it. But that's why I'm asking, can you handle an honest conversation? Because we can't fix what we don't acknowledge. And if it is something that you want to fix, then there are ways to do it. And a lot of times we don't necessarily know what we like. We know what we don't like. And a lot of times like a lot of other things in our relationships, our intimacy level, all of this stuff gets put on the back burner because the kids need to go to school and you've got to go to work and the bills need to be paid and somebody's got to get dinner. And you are not nurturing the romantic part of your relationship. Now, fixing things outside of the bedroom is not a guarantee that you won't have any problems inside it. My husband and I actually have a really good relationship. We've gone on dates our entire married life. That was not our issue. Okay? And I'm going to tell you, I'm a pro with this, and it was terrible for me. It was the hardest conversation I've ever had with my husband. And believe me, it's not a conversation that I wanted to have with him. And I know that it's scary. I thought it might have been the end of my marriage. Not something that's a third rail I didn't want to touch. But until I was willing to actually open myself up to hearing what my partner's concerns were, right? Now, it doesn't mean I 100% agreed with him. That's not the point. The point was I was willing to listen, not argue, not tell him where he was wrong, or not even jump in with my perspective about our intimate life. This is how you have these conversations. And if you really want to know, if you really want to improve this aspect of your relationship, and you really want to know how to do it, I can help you. One, I told you I've been through it, right? That was not an easy conversation, and I can tell you how to do it in a way that's going to be most receptive. And part of that is working on your half of the conversation and getting clear about what you need to do. Um, but I can help you. And if you're interested in that, please don't let this stay underground. Let's address it. Okay, so you can send me a direct message. You can send me an email at leslie@foundationscoachingnc.com. You can give me a phone call, 919-924-0463. We can take this on. We can make it better. But you can't do anything if you're not willing to take a look at maybe the areas that you could do better. So hopefully that helped. And I look forward to talking to you. Please subscribe to the channel. Please share this video with people that you care about, maybe even your spouse. And until next week, stay loving.